Hey guys, how's it going? Happy snow day here. We have another one. I thought that I would make a video today after we check in together to start class. You can kind of go ahead and watch this video that addresses the homework problem that I assigned last night, as well as introduces and goes more into what we kind of ended class with yesterday, something called synthetic division. All right. Thanks to all those that did the one problem. Pretty much everybody did. I think there was maybe only one or two people in class that didn't get around to it. I mean, it was only one question, so I wasn't asking a lot. But hopefully, and a lot of you did answer it correctly. But I thought I would just take a second and kind of go over it. So in this problem, right, x cubed, x squared, x, and the constant, we don't need a placeholder. We start out by saying x times what gives me 3x cubed. And when I answer that, that answer goes up top. Once I write that answer, I turn right back and I distribute to both of these terms, right? We multiply by the x and I multiply by the 2. And as I tried to stress yesterday, get in the habit after you multiply, draw this line and change these signs, right? Because we subtract. We subtract each level as we kind of finish out this problem after we multiply. So multiply, then change the signs. This first terms should cancel out. This would give me a negative 8x squared, and I drop down one of these terms at a time. And that's it, right? That's the cycle. We just have to repeat it one or two more times. X times what gives me negative 8x squared? Well, a negative 8x would. And look, if you're unsure, you check your work in this next step, right? Because once we multiply, we should get exactly what, is above it. Negative 8x times x is negative 8x squared. Negative 16x. Draw this line, subtract this quantity, right? Subtract all of this, which basically just means change those signs. 4 and 16 is 20. Drop down the negative 6. And this is our last time through. X times what would give me 20x? 20, right? 20 times x is 20x. Distribute, meaning multiply it by both the x and the 2. 20 times x, and then 20 times 2. After we multiply, we got to change both signs. Now, this negative 46 is our remainder, and we put the remainder over the divisor. So that would be my answer right here. Okay, just ignore those little lines. Okay, so that's long division. Now, we have to be able to do that, okay? I am going to ask you to know, both long division and synthetic division. This, as we said yesterday, synthetic division serves a lot of purposes, right? Things that we will be doing over the next few weeks or months, we will come back and use synthetic division to find zeros, right? To evaluate a function. It's used in Algebra 2, it's used in pre-calc, and it's definitely more efficient than long division. All right. It starts out by drawing, getting yourself set up here. So we draw this little L or half a box shape. I'm going to put the coefficients, 3, negative 2, all these inside the box here. And if you notice, this problem is the same one I asked you to do above. And the number that goes on the outside is the 0 of this term, which means if you were to set that equal to 0 and solve for x, negative 2 is what goes on the outside. Okay, after we set it up, we get started by dropping down the first term. And then we're just going to get in this pattern here of multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add. So numbers on the outside, negative 2 times 3, we multiply. We put the result in the next column. Then we add. Negative 2 minus 6. Now, I say add, but really combine, subtract. It's combining like terms. And we multiply. Two negatives are going to give me a positive. And then we add. And then we multiply. And then we add. So I got the same numbers as up top. But now we assign these numbers coefficients. Okay? Coefficients that and variables. I'm sorry, these are the coefficients. We assign them variables with exponents. So if the first term is x cubed and we're dividing by an x, wouldn't this just become a 2 and this x just kind of crosses out? And it goes in descending order with negative 46 being our remainder. So I think we would all agree that it's much easier than the problem up top. All right, let's try another one. So the number that goes on the outside is the 0 of this, so positive 1. These coefficients go on the inside. But don't forget, I'll just abbreviate, but pH, placeholder, all right, x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared. There's no x, which means I have to put a 0 in. And then a negative 9. The first term drops down. We multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. We add. We multiply. 4 minus 1 is 3. We multiply. 1 times 3. We add 0 and 3. 1 times 3 is 3 again. And then negative 6. Now, sometimes students will work backwards. They'll say, okay, this number is my remainder. This doesn't have an x. This has an x. This has an x squared. This has an x cubed. And we would continue to go if there was more terms. X to the 5th, the 6th, and 7th, and so on and so on. Or like I said, if we're starting with an x to the 4th and we're dividing by x, that's just going to become x cubed. So our answer is 4x cubed minus x squared plus 3x plus 3 with a remainder of negative 6, and that goes over x minus 1. All right. You did. You're good. Yeah. All right, let's try one more together. So if you want to pause the video, go ahead. Try to pause this one and give it a shot on your own, or at least just set it up. Oops, I put an X. Sorry, guys. Not an X, but just a 1. So negative 2, positive 6, negative 4, 1, and negative 5. No placeholders, none needed. The 0 of x minus 2, which is positive 2, goes on the outside. We drop down the first term. We multiply, we add, we multiply, we add till we get to the end. Now, this goes so quickly that, guys, you can make small mistakes. But look, take your time. And after I'm done, I probably am going to go back and check my work because you can do this problem here in 20 seconds. So take the extra 20 seconds and go back and do it again and check yourself. But we drop down the first term. We multiply, right? You multiply the numbers on the outside. We add. We multiply. So a negative and a positive 4 is going to cancel out. This is when people can make mistakes, but 2 times 0, anything times 0 is 0. 2 times 1. So again, this is our remainder. This term doesn't have the x, has the x, x squared, x cubed, and then so on. So my answer here would be negative 2x cubed plus 2x squared plus 0x. But I'm not going to write that. No need to. Just write plus 1 with a remainder of negative 3. All right. So guys, I think this video hopefully helps. We've been through this before. You can pause it, you can go back and rewatch it. But hopefully you were able to kind of follow along, take notes on those three problems. And then what I'm going to ask you to do for homework, and I could post this for you, would be to try those two problems. Okay. Try those two problems for homework using synthetic division, not long division. Be careful with number 5. It looks like you need a placeholder there. But yeah, give them a shot. And if you have questions, let me know. But I will, we'll touch base in class. Thanks, guys.